Welcome to Hamdard Medico. Today in this very lecture, we are going to discuss the sternum. Sternum is actually a flat bone that is present at the anterior aspect of the thoracic cavity. The sternum is protecting the different vital organs such as heart, lungs, esophagus, trachea, superior and inferior vena cava, as well as the aorta. So it is protecting all these internal organs as well as the thymus, right? Now the sternum is also providing attachment site for the clavicles. As you can see, we have the clavicle, these are attached to the manubrium, as well as it is also providing attachment site for the costal cartilages. As you can see, we have the costal cartilages, right? Now let's discuss the anatomy of the sternum now. So as you can see, the sternum consists of the three parts. First of all, we have the manubrium, the superior one. Then we have this middle portion. This is called the body of the sternum. And after that, we have this inferior, inferior sharp pointed region. We have the xiphoid process, right? Now, first of all, let's have a look at the manubrium. So the very first landmark in the manubrium that you can appreciate is this very notch. This very notch is called the jugular notch. And you can easily palpate the jugular notch in a living subject. Just lateral to the jugular notch, we have some other notches. As you can see, we have these two notches on the either side of the jugular notch. So these two notches are called the sternal. These two notches are called what? The clavicular notches, right? And the clavicle is articulated with the manubrium through these very notches, and thus they are contributing to the sternoclavicular joint. Just inferior to the clavicular notch, we have these projections. As you can see, one we have this projection and one we have this very projection. So these very projections are the articular sites for the first costal cartilages. And after that, we have this very region. As you can see, we have the demifacet, and it is articulating with the second costal cartilage, right? So this was all regarding the manubrium. And after that, we have the second portion of the sternum. This is called the body of the sternum. The body of the sternum is joined superiorly with this manubrium through this very joint. This is called the manubriosternal joint. And the body of the sternum is also articulated inferiorly with the xiphoid process through this very joint. This is called the xipisternal joint. The body of the sternum is attached laterally with the costal cartilages. As you can see in this very picture, it is articulated with the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and the seventh costal cartilages, right? After that, if we if I discuss the embryological orientation of the body of the sternum, so the body of the sternum consists of four parts actually, right? And you can basically appreciate the ridges. So one we have this ridge, one we have this ridge, and one we have this ridge. So as you can see, the different portion of the body of the sternum actually join together, and the junction is formed by these very ridges, as I have appreciated in this very structure. So when we have this bone, when we have this bone, when we have this bone, and when we have this bone, so we have total four bones, and these very four bones fuse together and they are forming the body of the sternum. These individual bones are called sternebrae. These individual bones are called what? Sternebrae. So we have four sternebrae, they join together and they are forming the body of the sternum, right? Okay. In the infant, these sternebrae are actually present when someone becomes adult. So after the adultness, so after the adulthood, these sternebrae join together and thus they are converted into this elongated structure that is the body of the sternum, right? Now we have this inferior downward projection. As you can see, we have this very region. This very structure is called the xiphoid process. The xiphoid process is actually cartilaginous in structure, and it become ossified when someone becomes adult, right? So this is the anterior view of the sternum, and now this is the lateral view of the sternum. As you can see, you can basically appreciate a slight angulation that is present between the manubrium and the body of the sternum. Over here, you can appreciate the angulation, right? So this very angulation is called what? The sternal angle. As you can see, we have this very angle present. This very angle is called the sternal angle, and it is about 62 degree, 162 degree in humans, right? It is 162 degree in humans, right? Now let's discuss some clinical importance of the sternum. So first of all, we have the sternal puncture. So sternal puncture is basically a procedure in which a needle is inserted into the sternum in order to take some sample of the red bone marrow, and then it is tested for the different pathological conditions that are related to the blood, right? So this is the very first clinical importance, that is called the sternal puncture, right? So we are basically doing the sternal puncture in order to know about the different pathological conditions that are related to the bone marrow. We are basically taking the sample from this very bone because it is easily accessible. As you know that the sternum is subcutaneous, so it is very easy for us to take a sample of red bone marrow out of the sternum, right? So this is the very first clinical importance. And after that, we have the second clinical importance, in which we are basically dividing the sternum and different pathological conditions. The surgeons are basically cutting the sternum in order to access different internal organs such as the heart, thymus, lungs, superior and inferior vena cava, aorta, trachea, and esophagus. In order to access all these internal structures, so the surgeon is basically cutting the sternum in order to access the internal organs.